Welcome to Glorious Botafogo, your number one source of Botafogo news in English. Botafogo beat Atlético-Goianiense at Goianiense's home by 4-1. The goals were scored by Carlos Alberto, Igor Jesus, Oscar Romero, and Luis Henrique. And what a match did Luis Henrique play. He has finally arrived at Botafogo. Not only has he arrived, he's settled in. I think I posted a video, 4 or 5 videos ago saying Luis Henrique has arrived. And I think that's changed now. I think he's settled in because what he is playing is absolutely out of this world. And I will even go a little bit further and say that Luis Henrique, if he continues to play the way that he is, not only will he win best player of the tournament, but he will get himself a spot in the national team playing on that right winger side because he really is doing well. He scored the goal from the spot and he earned 2 penalty kicks yesterday for Botafogo. The one that he converted and then the one that Oscar Romero converted. And he had the assist or the pre-assist to Igor Jesus on Carlos Alberto's goal because Carlos Alberto played to Luis Henrique. Luis Henrique dribbled, created some space, crossed it in. Igor Jesus headed it. The goalkeeper from Atlético made a good save, but Carlos Alberto was right there, ready to score. And speaking of scoring, Igor Jesus finally got his first goal for Botafogo after a beautiful long shot from Cuiabano. With the Cuiabano's weak foot, the right foot, it hit the post, and then it landed on Igor Jesus' foot, which he didn't even trap the ball. He just kicked it, and then the ball slowly went into the corner of the goal. And I was kind of doing this thing on my seat, waiting for the ball to go in. So finally went in. So Igor Jesus has finally scored for Botafogo. I think it's just taking a weight off his shoulders. So now he can finally just kind of ease into it and rest and know that first goal is already out of the way. And I think that will help him not only psychologically, but, just to feel lighter, just, again, taking that weight off his shoulder. When the game was 1-0, Atlético Goianiense got a penalty kick. One of their players was fouled inside the box by Cuiabano. And then we saw Joe Campbell, former Arsenal player and Costa Rica international with 3 World Cups under his belt. Joe Campbell scored the goal from the spot. It was a very good penalty kick. And then he gave an interview at the halftime. I was very impressed how kind of he settled into Atlético, how he was talking about the squad and talking about the game. He speaks Spanish, so it wasn't really hard for him to just come in and adapt so quickly because, again, Spanish and Portuguese, although they're not the same language, they're similar enough to where if you speak slowly, you can kind of understand it. But after that, it was just Botafogo domination. I mean, if the match had another 20 minutes, I think Botafogo would have scored 1 or 2 more goals. So, and that's exactly, now that I think of it, it's exactly what the president from Atlético Goianiense said. It seemed like if there was more, Botafogo would have scored 5, 6, 7, 8 because we were just that dominant in the match. There was a slight altercation there at the end of the match when Janderson, a player from Atlético Goianiense, kicked Oscar Romero from the back with no ball. Oscar Romero dribbled him. He kind of stayed behind. There's like 2 or 3 players kind of fighting for the ball with him. Janderson stayed behind because he got dribbled. He got angry, kicked Romero in the back of the legs, sent Romero down to the ground. And then Cheche just kind of went over there and wanted some sort of explanation, grabbed Romero by the grabbed Janderson there by the collar, and the two kind of got into an argument, and then the bench for both teams got on the field, and the result was that the player from Atlético Goianiense got a red card, but Cheche as well got a red card. Cheche didn't do anything. Cheche just, he grabbed the color, yellow card, but a red card just because he was defending his teammate that just really got a physical aggression. I think that red was a little bit too much, but nonetheless, Cheche will be off against Juventude, and I think Luis Henrique as well will be off against Juventude due to cards. So that's the next Brasileirão match. But the next match that Botafogo will play is against Bahia in the Copa do Brasil. It's a second leg that will be played at Bahia. The first game, if you remember, ended 1-1 at the Newton Santos. So now Botafogo has to win. Botafogo has to get the victory there. I mean, so does Bahia. But, if it's a tie, it goes to penalty kicks. So in order to avoid that, Botafogo has to win under regulation. And it will be a tough match. Bahia has a really strong home field advantage because their supporters are really good. The club is going through sort of a rocky moment. They were fighting for those top spots. Now they fell a little bit in the Brasileirão. The Copa do Brasil is a whole different tournament. It's a knockout stage, so loser goes home. But Bahia is sort of going through some turbulent moments. So hopefully Botafogo can take advantage of that. And the win that we just got this weekend might help relieve that pressure. It might help Botafogo get on its feet to play Bahia and get the win. Transfer news. Now, Botafogo has inquired about Alexandro's situation, according to a journalist that covers São Paulo. Well, why we're using a guy from another team as a source? Well, because Alexandro has negotiated with São Paulo. They were negotiating, and they're not agreeing to a lot of things. Alexandro doesn't earn a big salary, which is at the moment it's kind of hard for São Paulo to pay and afford that lump sum of money monthly. Palmeiras is another team that is interested in that player, but Botafogo, according to Gabriel Sá, is interested in Alexandro. And if I was Tairo or whoever it is that gives the green light, I would send in an offer immediately. Alexandro is a guy that has a lot of baggage in international football. He has played for Juventus. He's played for a lot of big teams in Europe, played a lot of tough competitions, Champions League, Brazilian national team, you name it. So not only is Alexandro 33 years old, so he can give us 2 or 3 more years, he can also play left back and left center back. So it's a good, it's one player to play both positions. And seeing how Marçal's year has been so rocky with bad performances and injuries, most of that time being due to injuries, I don't think Marçal is going to get his contract renewed. So I think the signing of Alexandro would be very, very, very important for Botafogo, because we're going to be covering a spot that's going to be left by a very experienced player, and we're going to be able to use Alexandro in other positions as well. Like if Alexander Barbosa is injured, and then Bastos, there's another center back coming. I don't know if it's a left center back, if it's a right center back, most likely a right center back. So if that's the case, maybe Bastos moves on to the left center back position, then Barbosa becomes the immediate substitute, and then we would have Alexandro as a possible wild card that we could put there on left center back if needed. It's never bad to have options when we're playing 2-3 different competitions and you're trying to win all 3 of those competitions. So I would sign Alexandro immediately. I would have signed Alexandro yesterday if I was Tairo Arruda and I would have known about this yesterday. I would have signed him last week. Give the man the contract, sign it, call it done. There's nothing more than just an inquiry, right? Just asking what the situation's about, just a verbal approach. That's all that there it is. There's nothing official. But if I was on the board, I would make it official as soon as possible. Mohamed El Arouche is set to become one of the most expensive South American signings yet. There is a rumor going around. Let me see if I can find it real quick so I'm not telling you guys lies, because we don't do that here. Anyways, I've been looking for it. For some reason, I can't find it right now. But it is said that Arouche will become the most expensive signing in South American football. It is said that it's going to be somewhere around the 20 million euro price tag, which is a lot. I don't know if Mohamed El Arouche is worth that much. I mean, some people are even saying he's going to be worth more than 20 million, because the most expensive right now is Almada, and that was 22 million. So if that's the case, so we're talking what, 23, 24, 25 million? That is quite a bit. So we will see what happens there. It's quite a hefty price tag. I don't know if El Arouche is worth that much, but we will see. And he's set to arrive at Botafogo this coming week alongside Thiago Almada, which lost with Argentina in the Olympics and is on his way back to Rio today. His plane is already in the air and he's headed home to Botafogo. Now, this is just me speculating. This is not information. This is not confirmed. I don't know anything about that, to be honest, and neither does a lot of people. There might be one or two journalists that might know. But as you remember, Botafogo was set to reveal its second jersey last month. It was actually supposed to be in June, got postponed to July, and now we are in August. So if I had to make a prediction, I would say that we're going to see the black jersey coming at this month at the latest, because if you want to sell the jerseys and then release the third jersey, there's got to be at least a little bit of a gap in between, unless they release both together, and that so be it. But I am predicting, it's a prediction, that we will see the second kit revealed this month. If you gotten here so far, please leave a like. Please comment down below. What do you think about the possible signings of Alexandro, Mohamed El Arouche, and the current situation with the team, and how well Luis Enrique has been playing? Does he deserve a national team spot already, or does you think that he needs a little bit more time before being called to the national team? Don't forget my coupon at the Foot Fanatic store, which our partnership has been extended. So now the coupon is no longer going to expire and you can use it at any time. The coupon is Glorious10. Get yourself some Botafogo gear from the Foot Fanatic store. That is all for today. I'll come back again sometime this week. Although if I do come back sometime this week, I might have to do a mobile video again, because I am incredibly busy this week. So it's going to have to be a quick one. But if not, then we will talk about the Bahia match next week.